This is part 2 of the living room series. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, make sure you watch that first. Place the cursor here with Shift right mouse button, add a cube, and scale it down with As. Enter Isolate View with /, and tab to enter Edit mode. Press 1 for vertex selection, and Alt-Z for X-ray. In the front view, select the top vertices, and move them up a bit. Then with mouse cursor position a bit on the top right, hold Ctrl and right-click to extrude to that region. Repeat the step to create a sleeping number 2 shape. Then tweak some of the vertices if necessary. Press A to select everything. Then set the bevel weight to max. In object mode, Shift-select the wall, Ctrl+L, and copy the modifiers. But by doing this, Blender is beveling everything in it. We don't want that, so in edit mode, press 2 for edge selection. Then Alt-left-click on this edge to select edge loop, and then Shift-Alt-left-click on the other two. Lower down the bevel weight to 0. In object mode, name it with F2. And then duplicate it with Alt+D. For the rod, add a cylinder. And in the operator panel, change the number of vertices to 8. Then press R, 90, and X to rotate it 90 degrees on X-axis. Scale it down, and place it on the holder. In edit mode, press 3 for face mode. Select the front face and switch to right view. Here press E to extrude, and S to scale up. Extrude 2 more times and then scale down. Now inset the front face, and then press M to bring merge menu. Select at center to merge them at center. Press 1 for vertex mode, and move the central vertex a bit on Y-axis. And if you don't like the triangular faces over here, you can turn them into quad faces. Enter edge mode, and select every alternate edges. Then press X to bring the delete menu, and select dissolve edges. This will leave us with 4 quad faces. Back in object mode, add a subsurf modifier to it with Ctrl+2. Then in edit mode, introduce an edge loop to control the sharpness. Now with X-ray enabled, select the ball part, and scale it down a bit on Y with S and Y. Now switch back to object mode, and let's add a mirror modifier to it. By looking at the model and its axis, we can say we need the mirror to happen on Y-axis. But in the mirror properties, it's showing on Z-axis. This is because we rotated our model in object mode, but didn't apply the rotation. So in object mode, Ctrl-A, and select rotation to apply it. Now selecting Y will show the mirrored part. Now in edit mode, press A to select all, and move this on Y-axis. Also turn on clipping option here so the mesh doesn't pass through each other. Now even though the faces are clipped together, we are getting this weird shape due to the subsurf modifier. To fix this, we need to tell Blender to apply subsurf modifier after the mirroring. So in the modifier properties, bring down the subsurf under the mirror modifier. Then in object mode, move the rod towards the center on Y-axis. And if you move the ball part in edit mode, the other side moves away as well. Now there is still one overlapping face in the middle. So select that face in X-ray mode, press X, and select faces to delete the face. Now name this in object mode. Press Shift+A and add a plane. Press R, 90, and Y, to rotate it 90 degrees on y-axis. Ctrl+A and apply the rotation. Then scale it down with these dimensions. And move this so it's in front of the window. Also, don't forget to apply the scale. Then in edit mode, press Ctrl+R and add 6 vertical loops by scrolling the mouse wheel. You can also change from the operator panel. Select alternate edges and move them back a bit. Then select all with A. Press Alt+E and select extrude faces along normals. Before finalizing with left click, press S to turn the even thickness on. In object mode, press Ctrl+2 to add a subsurf modifier. Then back in edit mode, add a horizontal loop, and bevel that with Ctrl+B to control the top and bottom edges. Also add vertical support loops to the sides of the curtain. If you look from top view, you will see that the edge outline is outside the rod, but the mesh is not due to subsurf modifier. So in X-ray view, with edge mode enabled, select the edges. Then bevel them a bit with Ctrl+B. Name the curtain. Now before making the grommet for the curtain, select the rod, press Shift and S, and select cursor to select it. Then add a torus. And in the operator panel, set the major and minor segments to 12 and 4 respectively. Major radius to 0.05 and minor to 0.03. And rotation to 90 degrees. Then press Ctrl+1 to add a subsurf modifier of level 1. Right-click and shade it smooth. And from the top view, align it with the curtain. Now duplicate the grommet with Alt+D, and press R to rotate. Adjust if required. Select both, and duplicate them. Press Y to move them on Y-axis, and if you press Shift+R, Blender will repeat the action. Now select the grommet, and then select the curtain at last. Press Ctrl+P to bring the parent menu, and select Object to make it parent. Now with the parent selected, if you press Shift plus close bracket, all of its children get selected as well. Duplicate them and move them a bit on Y-axis. Now we will create a sconce. So place the cursor over here with Shift right mouse button. Add a cylinder with 8 vertices, 0.15 meter radius, and 0.1 meter depth. Also set the rotation to 90 degrees. Now Ctrl+2 to add subsurf modifier to it. And press / for isolate view. And in edit mode, instead of adding a support loop for the back edges, or creasing it with Shift and EE, simply delete the face since it won't be visible in the camera. But we need support loops for the front. Now select the front face and press I to inset it a bit. Inset again with I. Then from the side view, press E to extrude it a bit. Extrude again with E. And then with the mouse cursor somewhere below, press Ctrl plus right-click to extrude. Then enable X-ray and vertex mode. Box select the edge loops and tweak them if necessary. Add loop cuts to tighten the corners. Then with the bottom face selected, press E to extrude. But instead of confirming it with left click, press right click to cancel the movement. Now press S to scale. Extrude again with E. Extrude again but cancel with right-click. S to scale it up. Then press I to inset it, and drag the blue arrow up to move it up. S to scale down. And with the face still selected, press Shift+S to bring the Snap Pie menu. And select Cursor to selected. Back in object mode, add a sphere. Scale it down, and position it under the handle. If you enter edit mode with both selected, you can make further adjustments if required. Then select both in object mode, with the handle selected last. Ctrl+P, and select object to make it parent. Also press F2 to rename it. Place the 3D cursor over here with Shift right-clicking, and add a cylinder with 8 vertices. 0.3 radius, and rotate it 90 degrees on Y-axis. Then Shift-select the wall, press Ctrl+L, and select Copy Modifiers. Then with the clock selected, press / to isolate it. Tab to enter edit mode, and select both the front and back faces. Increase the bevel weight to max. Then with front face selected, inset it with I. And then extrude with E. Press 2 for edge selection, and Alt left-click on outer edge to select the loop. Lower down its bevel weight. Exit edit mode with Tab, and then exit its local view with /. Now press the X button here for side view. And add a cube. Enter its edit mode, and scale it down. To scale it down on Y-axis, press S to scale, and then press Y. Then move this up, and since we are in edit mode, moving the object doesn't move its origin. Now back in object mode, duplicate it using Alt+D. And press R to rotate. And due to origin being at the center, the object will move in a circular fashion. Duplicate again, and if you press Shift+R, Blender will repeat the pattern. In edit mode, scale it down a bit on X-axis. In object mode, add another cube to create the hand. Scale it down, and add a loop cut in the middle. In X-ray view, select the central vertices, and drag them to the right. A to select all. Duplicate and rotate. Make this one longer and thinner. Similarly, create another one. Now in object mode, select all the parts of the clock, and the circular one at last. Ctrl+P, and select object to parent it. Rename it with F2. Now with cursor on top of the rug, add a mesh circle with 8 vertices, and fill type of N-gon. Scale it down, and then scale it up on X-axis by pressing S and X. Click on X for side view, and move it up. Then E to extrude up. And then select top and bottom faces. Inset them with I, and add one loop at the center. In object mode, Ctrl+2 to add subsurf modifier. And in edit mode, scale that loop outwards. Then duplicate it, and scale that down. Scale down on X-axis to make it round. Then switch to side view and scale it up a bit on Z-axis. Select the middle edge loop by Alt-left clicking on it. Press X for delete menu and select dissolve edges. Switch to top view and place this under the tabletop. Duplicate 3 more times and place them on the other side as well. After exiting edit mode, name this with F2. With cursor on top of the table, add a mesh circle. Scale it down in edit mode and extrude it up with EE. Scale up a bit and then extrude. Then I to inset and E to extrude down. In object mode, add subdivision modifier with Ctrl+2. And again in edit mode, Ctrl+R for loop cut on the top. And slide that to the side. From side view, we can adjust the shape by selecting loops and press S to scale them. Now with face mode active, select one top side face, duplicate it and scale it down. Then press P and select selection to separate. Switch back to object mode, select the handle part and press Tab to enter its edit mode. From top view, move it to the center and press R to rotate it. Then from side view, with mouse cursor somewhere over here, hold Ctrl and right-click to extrude. Add loop cuts at the end to sharpen the edges. To control the thickness, select everything with A, and then press Alt+S on keyboard. You can change the shape by turning on X-ray. Now Shift-select the cup. Press Ctrl+P, select object to parent it. Then rename the cup. In edit mode, select one of the horizontal loop with Alt-left click. Duplicate it, move it down a bit, and press F to fill it. For the plate, add a circle in object mode. Extrude it up in edit mode, and then scale that up. E to extrude, I to inset, and move the face down. In object mode, add subsurf modifier with Ctrl+2. Click the icon near the monitor to disable modifier in edit mode. Then inset a bit, and add a loop on outside with Ctrl+R. Duplicate the plate in object mode. Then with cursor on top of the second plate, add a torus. Set the major segment to 12, minor segment to 6, major and minor radius to 0.1 and 0.05 respectively. Add subsurf modifier with Ctrl+2. Turn the face mode in edit mode with 3, and Alt-left click over here to select a face loop. Then head over to select menu, select more or less, and select more or use the hotkey Control and numpad plus. This will let Blender select equal number of faces on both sides. Then duplicate them, and press P, and select selection to separate it. Back in object mode, select the icing, and enter its edit mode. Select the bottom loop with Alt-left clicking, and scale it down. A to select all. Alt+E to bring extrude menu. Select extrude along normals. Then in its local view, select the bottom face loop. Then head over to select menu, and select checker deselect to deselect every alternate face. E to extrude down. And then S to bring them inwards. Add a loop cut in between. Enter X-ray, select the bottom vertices. And scale them down to make the dripping little less wider. Now do the same thing to few more of them. Select the donut, and then the icing. Press Ctrl+P. Select object to make that the parent. Then rename it with F2. Now I will make some adjustments in the size and position of these objects so to make them look a bit better. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the final part.